I hate long introductions, so let's just get into it. I'm making a cake, a vanilla cake. Do you like my shirt? Yes, okay.
Where the hell have you been, Luca?
Now that's out of the way. I normally just make it from a cake mix. But today I'm feeling ambitious. The more ambitious part of it is how I want to decorate it. I only have a round cake tin pan, and my inspo is like these cakes. So I haven't really thought that far ahead on how I'm going to do that. Maybe it will just be round. I also don't have any piping tip things. So anyway, let's get into it. This is the recipe I'm using. Because today I'm being more of a baker than lazy. So the first step is to put it down, but I already did that. Check. The second step is to blend sugar and butter together in a mixing bowl. Add eggs one at a time, beating briefly after each addition, mixing vanilla. I don't have a mixer. I don't even have like a handheld mixer. It's going to be quite the process, I think. 1 cup of white sugar. Don't worry about being precise. Cooking is not an exact science. I think that's good enough. Next up, the butter. I think we can safely assume it's going to be all of this. It's not very good, is it? Should I melt this? Maybe I should like cut it up. I don't know. This is what it looks like now. Last night, when we were eating dinner, my cousin and I... That's fine. It's fine. Anyways, when my cousin and I were eating dinner last night, instead of like watching a TV show, because I moved and Netflix kicked me off my dad's Netflix account. Thank you for doing that. Anyways, because of that, we've had to find other things to watch. Last night, we remembered that account. We used to watch it religiously, and it is, of course, How to Cake It. So that's what we watched when we ate dinner last night, and now I'm feeling inspired. I already have a sweet treat that I've made already in the fridge, so I'm being a bit greedy. I'm always worried that people can walk past my apartment door and hear me talking. I feel that there were probably better ways to do this, but here we are. You know, sometimes you have to be innovative. I'm basically using up all of the butter, which is very inconsiderate of me, and I have no intention to go shopping because I don't want to go out. I think that's going to be good enough. Should I make my life a little bit easier and melt this just a little bit? I'm kind of lazy. I mean, I'm not really doing anything else right now, so I might as well just do what I want, really. Let me throw this in the microwave for 10 seconds. Not very long, and hopefully it will all be fine. I don't really know what creaming these things together means, so I'm just going to mix them until they're completely combined. Is this looking adequate? I think adequate is the best that we can hope for at this point. Add eggs one at a time. I'm really terrible at cracking eggs, and it makes me nervous every single time I do it. Sometimes they turn out really good, and then other times, like when people are watching, they turn out really terrible. Oh, there is a shell. That wasn't too bad. Got a little spoon to pick out the shells. You guys actually see anything that's happening over here? No? Awesome! Okay, I got it. Egg number 2 time. That was crazy. Split it clean in half. Every time I crack an egg, of course, it gets all over my hands. User error, probably, but we won't talk about that. As soon as I see a recipe call for an egg white or an egg yolk, meaning I have to separate them, Xing out of that immediately. Kind of lumpy. I'm not really sure how or when that happens. Okay, this is what we have so far. It's kind of lumpy. Don't look too close. Don't look at it. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I think that is it for our wet ingredients. So next time we're going to do the dry ones. In this bowl, which I've just been dumping all of the rubbish in, flour and baking powder. Should I sift this? Potentially. Am I going to? Probs not. I'm going to be whinging that this didn't work out, as if I didn't completely wing the whole thing. There's the flour. Now I have to add it to the wet ingredients. Okay, I'll be back when it's mixed. I finished adding the flour mix to the wet ingredients, and now I've added in the milk. It's really good. I don't know if you can see that. I also have a cake pan here. I think I'm going to put baking paper in it instead of butter. That's just what I'm feeling like doing at the moment. This is really weird. Why does it look like this? I think I remember seeing a video where someone crumpled it up, and that made it easier to make the size of the cake pan. This is significantly more difficult than I thought it would be. Hopefully the butter doesn't like sneak into the like space between these two pieces and cook in there and like cook the paper into the cake. I can definitely foresee that happening. Am I gonna do anything about it? Nope, not at all. This is what it looks like.
Wow.
Pour that in there. Pretend I don't see all the lumps. This is what it looks like. You can see it's not really it's not really gonna bake in a circle, which is not great. I'm actually kind of excited to see the shape that it comes out. I think that will be so fun. Okay, let's put this in the oven. Here is the oven that I preheated earlier. It says 30 to 40 minutes, but I don't know what the temperature actually is because as you can see, there are no temperatures. I'm just gonna put that in there and come back later. Okay, this is what it looks like. I did unlock the cake tin. That's, I think, a similar color to what it looked like on the website. These little bits that were folded are... That's an interesting one there. Anyways, that's what it looks like. Now I'm gonna let it cool down and then we're gonna ice it. Okay, so this is what the cake looks like. You know, it is what it is. I knew that this would happen when I put it in the oven with the crinkled baking paper. But you know, I'm sure it will taste delicious. It's time to ice it. I've had it cooling in the fridge. It's like 5 p.m. This has taken way longer than I wanted it to, and I'm tired of it, quite frankly.
Try being an influencer for a day.
Here's my icing. I ran out of butter, so I don't really have enough. I do have a little Ziploc bag here for a makeshift piping bag if we get to that, but I would be surprised if the icing went far enough to do that. I'm just gonna dump it straight on there. I was gonna do a crumb coat like all those fancy bakers do. I don't really have very much icing. This is a very hard shape to ice. It's not really any one shape. It's a multitude of shapes and nooks and crannies and just little divots. You know, when I watch these videos, they come up endlessly on my For You page. They never quite look like this. The cakes don't look like this. The icing doesn't look like this. The tools don't look like this. The icing is just icing sugar, butter, and milk. That's just what we always used to make icing when I was growing up. I just couldn't really make as much of it as I would have liked. And really, it's all about the flavor, isn't it? It's not about what it looks like. Let's not be shallow about this. You know, the thing is, I know everything that went wrong with this. I'm not like surprised about it. It is still interesting to see it with my own eyes. Okay, there is coat 1 of it done. It's very crumbly, and by that I mean the icing is crumbly, not even the cake. The icing is very dry, so I probably should have put more milk in it. I could put this in the fridge and then ice over it again. I should probably do that. It actually kind of looks even sadder since being in the fridge. It looks more dry. There's not much I can do about that. I also put this in the fridge, which was probably a mistake because it was already too thick. Maybe I should add some milk to this. I think I need to. I honestly just want to eat dinner and watch TV. This is too hard. I think this would have gone a lot better if I had any of the right like utensils, and then other things were because of me and the decisions I made, like the baking paper. I didn't want to grease the pan. I should have just done it, but I was running low on butter and I needed to save every bit that I could for my icing. It's too late now. Okay, that looks a lot better. I don't have any food coloring or sprinkles or anything fun that could really save this. I don't have anything fun to decorate it with. I can't just see what I'm doing because I'm trying to show you what I'm doing, so I don't really know what that side of the cake is looking like. I'm gonna finish icing this and then hopefully there'll be some for decorating. Alright, the cake is iced. It definitely looks better, but it's still not good, obviously. I have a tiny bit of icing left that I put into this Ziploc bag and cut a hole into the corner of. I'm gonna try and pipe a border around the top. Wish me back! Hey, the border is done. I'm pretty much out of icing. I might just draw like a love heart in the middle or something. My cake is done! It turned out worse than I was first expecting before I started this endeavor, but better than I came to expect as the experience went on. The shape of it is insane. You know, I'm pretty proud of the border, considering that was made with a Ziploc bag with a hole in it. I think there's a lot of potential here if I have the right utensils and ingredients. I'm gonna be going home soon, and I have a bunch of cake baking things there, like piping tips and piping bags. There's potential. That's the shape of it. There's potential. I should clean up the plate around the edges, so ignore that. There's my love heart. It looks a bit bad up close. Thanks for watching. Bye.